Watch out for the bomber. Watch out for the bomber.
Yeah, Fortress gun got me again. It loads over around C.
We have taken objective Charlie.
No way. 3 left. Bastard. God.
Oh,
Oh, thanks to whoever
got
kept
me up.
alive. Yeah. Didn't last long though.
We have lost objective Duff.
Fucking lost up.
Duff's gone again.
I
There's
need
meds for you. Oh, let me back in
plane.
here. Oh, there's a tank up there on D.
Losing objective Charlie.
Hey you guys, welcome to Fatal Era Gaming. This is Fatal. I hope everybody's been enjoying their weekend. I know I have, and I've been really enjoying this pad for the last week and thought I would put this review on here. And first things we want to do here is go over this box real quick and try to move on to the rest of the video. So the box itself is just, you know, pretty self-explanatory, but I really appreciate the fact that Dylan reached out into the community and asked everybody, you know, on how to, you know, design this box. And me personally, that goes a long ways in my book, because this isn't just Lethal Gaming Gear's box. This is the community's box, because everybody that was in the gaming community that knows Lethal Gaming Gear actually had a little bit to do with these boxes, all the way from the size to the way it looks, the color, the logos, all of that. So anyways, so yeah, it's just your, you know, your basic box. It's right there with Esports Tigers mouse pads. You know, in the future, maybe a little bit more artsy fartsy would be cool, but you can't complain, man. That's a freaking awesome box. You know, shout out to Dylan for that, man. I appreciate you getting this community taken care of by getting us a good box for this. But let's move on to the next thing we want to do on this, and that's going to be, you know, the texture and all that good stuff. So let's move on. This particular pad, the Saturn, is a polyester constructed mouse pad. It is a very unique fabric to use on this, very nice and controlling. And anybody that's ever had the Zowie GSR, you know how bad it is with the coating that comes on that mouse pad. Basically, after about a month and a half to 2 months, you're gonna your mouse pad's going to wear out, and you're going to have a very muddy mouse pad. This Saturn is not going to do that, because it is obviously non-coated. So we just want to make sure that's clear, so you guys don't have to worry about that. If you're wanting a coated pad, then I would go with somebody else, because this is not the pad to get. Now this pad for me is kind of a cross between a GameSense Radar and a Artisan Hind when it comes to the way this pad feels, when it comes to the grittiness and stuff. And personally, it's like right in between. It's not as rough as the Artisan, and it's not as smooth as the Radar, if that makes any sense to you guys. Personally, I have not found any irritation whatsoever by using this mouse pad so far, and I've used it for over a week. It does not bother my arms as I'm playing with the mouse in game, and my wrist does not get irritated by this mouse pad at all. So that's a good thing in that sense there. So you guys shouldn't have to worry about that. Now, as you can see, the stitching on here is pretty well made. It is personally, the stitching is just a little bit higher than the actual pad itself. I don't know if you can see that really good there, but personally, that's like a small complaint. I would love to see the stitching down a little bit lower on the pad, and I know that's a hard thing to do. And as far as the stitching itself goes, you can't complain. That's pretty good stitching on here. And the only thing that I found wrong with the pad when it comes to the stitching is, you can see right here, basically probably where the needle cuts loose from the stitching whenever it gets through. It got that one little stitch that comes loose there whenever the needle comes out. So other than that, the stitching on it is pretty straight up. So I don't think you're gonna have to worry about the stitching on this. It's not gonna come loose on you. So yeah, the stitching, guys, I would just love to see that maybe come down a little bit lower. I know it's gonna be a hard thing to probably do, but that's the only thing that I can find wrong with the stitching, and that's, in my own opinion, it's not even a deal breaker for me. So yeah. Now the XY axis on this mouse pad is pretty consistent. There is a very small inconsistency in the XY axis on this mouse pad, and we're going to do a little sound test here for you real quick so you can hear the difference. But as you can see in the last part of that video, the last part we just did just a second ago, you can see how the stitching was. The stitching is like pretty much straight up and down on this mouse pad. So it is not a diagonal stitching on here. So anyways, let's do this real quick. And as you can see, there's hardly any difference in the sound. So the consistency for the X and the Y should be almost dead on. But there is a very small one, if you have to know the difference in that. And that's, that's not bad for me. I get really good control out of this pad so far. Now the pad itself comes in at 490 by 410. That's going to be 490 going across and 410 down. The thickness of this pad is 4 millimeters. We're going to use this real quick, and we're going to see if we get the 4 millimeters on this pad real quick and let you see. And let's see here. Okay, we're getting about 4.2, and if you take away the stitching, you're going to get about, your 4 millimeters. So it's just the stitching that's getting it to 4.2. So no biggie there. And as far as the bottom of the mouse pad goes, it's a rubber, and me personally, it is very, very grippy, and but not sticky. Okay, and I've not been able to actually move this mouse pad around on my desk while I've been gaming for the whole week that I've been using this pad. So I think you guys are going to be, pretty much okay with that in regards to it actually slipping around on your desk and stuff. So I don't think you're going to have any issues with that. The static friction on this mouse pad is pretty much, dead on. I don't really get a whole bunch of static friction on this pad while I'm using it. So me personally, I guess that's just one thing that a lot of people go into when it comes to a mouse pad. What kind of static friction does it have? Personally, the static friction is not so bad on here that you can't freaking control your mouse. This is a control pad, so you probably got just a little bit maybe, but not much, nothing to cry about, to be honest. So I mean you can see going from there to there with the pointer and stuff, it's pretty consistent, and when I stop it, it's not overshooting. So yeah, so I don't think you're going to have any issues with the static friction on this pad. But with that being said, personally, when it comes to all the way you're going to control this pad to begin with your mouse, or control the mouse on this pad, it's going to be up to you to begin with, because you're going to adjust your sensitivity settings in game anyways. So the smoothness of the mouse is just, on some mouse pads it will slide off this Orochi will slide off of here. But you know, yeah. So most of you guys are gonna adjust your sensitivities accordingly to the game you're playing, anyways. So I wouldn't sweat it, guys, on that. You know, so as far as humidity goes with this pad, I don't really see anybody having any issues with this. You know, it's a non-coated pad, so you shouldn't have any issues with this. I live in Louisiana. Of course, I have central air and heat in my house, so I don't think you're gonna have any. I'm not gonna have any issues because I have a controlled environment. But I guess if you live in a rainforest somewhere, you know, maybe the thing will swell up or, you know, decompress or something else that's going to make your mouse pad, you know, whatever. But, you know, if you're living in humidity that bad, then you probably should have you a sky pad or something, you know, because a cloth pad is not going to be what you want to have for gaming, you know, because if the humidity is going to mess with it that much, then just forget about it. Just get a different pad. Now this mouse pad in the USA is pretty much reasonably priced at $29.99. Now that is a pretty good going price compared to some of your bigger companies and stuff out there. Lethal did a really good job at pricing this, and I see no reason why anybody couldn't get this pad for $29.99 plus shipping. And they use UPS to actually send this out to you. Or FedEx. I can't remember which one, but I think it's UPS because USPS has gotten to where it takes too long to get it. But other than that, you know, the shipping's pretty smooth on this mouse pad. I didn't have any issues. I got it within about 3 days myself. Now this pad comes in basically one color, black. Me personally, I would love to see some more colors down the road. Now I know, you know, this is a base pad. As far as Lethal Gaming Gear goes with their creating of this mouse pad, and they are at the beginning of their career when it comes to building these gaming mouse pads, and I think in the future they're going to have even more mouse pads to choose from. This mouse pad only comes in one size right now. The pad I told you, the size was what was it, 490 by 410. Currently that's what they have for pre-order, for you to actually go on their website and pre-order. They're going to have bigger sizes, but right now that's the only size they have. So if, you know, perfect, for me personally, that's the perfect size. You know, most people aren't going to need anything bigger than this unless you're going to set your keyboard on the mouse pad. You know, I don't really need the keyboard on my mouse pad. It's basically just collecting dust, so I don't need one that big. This is perfect. In conclusion, as a 15-year veteran of FPS games, which I started with UT99 to current Battlefield series 3, 4, 1, and 5 myself, and soon 2042. I can't wait for that one to come out. Really looking forward to that. I would say the value for the money on the Saturn is well worth the purchase. Will I keep this pad on my desk for everyday use? You know, probably for the time being, I probably will. I've got other pads I have to actually review. But, you know, as far as keeping this pad on my desk, I'm actually quite happy with this pad. I can't find anything negative about it other than the stitching that I told you, and that's not a game changer for me because my mouse is not going to be hitting the stitching. So I'm not worried about that. But other than that, do I recommend you get this mouse pad? Sure. If you're looking for a good control pad, this is a good pad. And that's just my take on the whole pad myself. You know, is there anything else that I can tell you about this pad? That's probably about it. And if you guys want to, you know, check out lethalgaminggear.com, you can pre-order you one of these mouse pads and be gaming, you know, top notch, whatever game you like to play. Apex, Battlefield, Counter-Strike, any of those games. You know, if you're an FPS gamer, this thing's really going to shine for you. So with all that being said, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and please hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to go to lethalgaminggear.com because these guys have everything you need for all your gaming needs. And if you need a gaming mouse, you know, they might be able to get you something there too, but just go check them out. With all that being said, this is Fatal, signing out.